Palestinian boy shares his bread with a dog. That's a cat. Fact, God has never made a single drop of alcohol. The earth has never produced a single drop of alcohol. 100% of all alcohol is manufactured by fallen men. Jesus turned water into wine. Did we cancel D-Day because of a little rough weather? No. Play the damn game. D-Day was delayed by a day because of the weather. City says stairs for seniors will cost $65,000. Man builds it for $550. Then city tears it down. The wooden stairs installed did not meet the required regulations for public use. This issue was resolved with concrete stairs which cost $10,000 versus the original $65,000 estimate. The wooden stairs builder had a direct influence over the installation of the concrete version. DeSantis is our generation's JFK, a family man, faithful to his wife, young gun who brings energy to the party. I see no reason why we shouldn't nominate DeSantis. JFK was not faithful to his wife. Why would there be classical music at an extermination camp? Seems odd. Damaged sheet music was discovered at Auschwitz. It was just played publicly for the first time. Jack the Ripper's face finally revealed. Here's what AI thinks the notorious killer looked like. Saying finally revealed is a stretch. This is not his face, and presenting AI photos as a fact is harmful. We do not know what Jack the Ripper looks like. He has only been described by an eyewitness as a fair-haired man of medium build with a shabby appearance. Landed in Mexico and immediately got detained by customs for having too many pieces of electronic equipment for which they made up a number and forced me to pay taxes on. Mexico has taxes on bringing in too many pieces of electronic equipment. There's no reason to believe the number was made up. After 15 years, solar panels are no longer efficient and must be disposed of. But this trash is highly toxic and poses major enviro and health risks. Solar panel waste is 300 times more harmful than nuke waste. Often solar waste is sent to poorer nations for disposal. Follow for more. Solar lasts 30 to 35 years. Panels are mostly aluminum and glass, easily recycled and non-toxic. The author is in the fossil fuel industry and is not a credible source. Can we not discuss about my past right now? Blaze Mays was arrested and jailed for child sexual exploitation and possession of child photography, circa November 2023. Today is March 12th, and vaccines cause autism. Multiple studies over 20 plus years have shown there is no link between vaccines and increases in autism diagnosis. The 1998 study claiming vaccines caused autism was retracted for fraudulent data, and the doctor who ran it was disbarred for professional misconduct. Community Notes is failing here. This option no longer exists. Just bought a new PC laptop, and it won't let me use it unless I create a Microsoft account, which also means giving their AI access to my computer. This is messed up. There used to be an option to skip signing into or creating a Microsoft account. Are you seeing this too? It is still possible to set up the latest version of Windows without a Microsoft account. United States, lol in China, they pretend nothing happened at Tiananmen Square. United States history education, and the Indians taught the colonists how to grow corn. While knowledge of the 1989 massacres is actively suppressed by the CCP and there is no easy way for PRC citizens to learn of them. Information about Native American history and oppression is easily available in the USA and increasingly prevalent in the education system. Show me a Shakespeare play that had loudness or sexual behavior. I'll wait. Shakespeare's plays are notoriously rife with sexual innuendo. Invited a Colombian woman on vacation without meeting her first. Now we are getting married. The user who posted this tweet is now charged with murdering the woman in question. The UK has now entered a recession. Russia is now the largest economy in Europe. Russia is not the largest economy in Europe by GDP. Germany, the UK, and France are above it. SBF was a major Dem donor, so no investigation. There was an investigation, and indictments, and convictions on all 7 charges. For those asking how the trucker boycott is working out for New York, see below. I'm at a Whole Foods in Brooklyn right now. Photo is from 2022. Hi, you can't be recess against right people. Thanks for tuning in. Recess isn't limited to marginalized or minority races or ethnic groups. It is simply the unfair treatment of people who belong to a different or specific race, which can in fact include white people. People love to sound sophisticated and brag about European art and architecture. I've seen America's, and I've seen what they've got. Theirs can't touch ours. The copper statue, a gift from the people of France, was designed by French sculptor Bartholdi. Its metal framework was built by Eiffel. The statue was dedicated in October 1886. The idea came from abolitionist De La Boulaye to commemorate the centennial of US independence. Africa versus the Africa they show in movies and mainstream media. African in America movies. They are not after me. They are after you. I'm just in the way. They are in fact after Representative Santos, who is accused of stealing money from his own donors, among other offenses. They made poison ivy literally an androgynous freak. They are laughing at you. This is a 9-year-old. 9-year-olds are usually androgynous because they haven't entered puberty yet. Really? The Pope is a dictator who has the authority to exercise unlimited power without due process? Yes. Male and female are human constructs, so didn't exist at all before humans. The sex binary of males and females producing small gametes, for instance sperm, pollen, and large gametes, for instance eggs, ova, respectively, has been around for over a billion years. They existed even when humans weren't around to name them. It wasn't proven she plagiarized, for your information. Harvard didn't find that incidence. Harvard did find that incidence. If you actually, no joke, like really believed in Santa as a kid, you were kinda dumb. What Christmas opinion will have you like this? Santa is real. Source NORAD, which tracks his movements every year. This is literally the New Zealand Minister of Health. That is not the New Zealander Minister of Health. It needs to be said, Sydney Sweeney's babs are not that big. Yes they are. Would it be too meta to do a reaction video to a reaction video? For additional context, it needs to be known that this tweet was written in the wake of a controversy regarding a reaction YouTuber SS Sniper Wolf, who recently leaked the personal information of a fellow creator on the platform, Jax Films. How I sleep knowing I'll never get community noted. Think again. Butch. The Vatican has fallen. The circus is a tradition at Vatican. Pope John Paul II formalized a Vatican ministry to circus performers. The Pope regularly invited small circus troupes to perform during Wednesday papal audiences. Lighthouse distribution in Africa. Uganda does have lighthouses. What a beautiful photograph of right male privilege and entitlement. Sums up who rules our country. For 134 of the last 200 years, the head of state of the United Kingdom has been a woman. I'm convinced that everyone watched this video growing up. This post is an attempt to quickly and cheaply generate engagement to promote Penn's enlargement products. These products unethically prey on people's insecurities. At best they are scams, and at worst can have potentially harmful side effects. Counter-Strike's audience is also 95% male compared to the much more equitable gender ratio in competitor games like Valorant. Valorant does not force you to play as Israel Defense Forces soldiers and include multiple playable female characters. Counter-Strike Global Offensive has multiple woman agents, and there's no official data in what's the gender ratio of Counter-Strike players. 1. With the dog crisis as bad as it is, it's insane to allow kids to take and eat candy from complete strangers. You know how many dog dealers disguise their dogs as candy? Plus, all the candy goes in the same basket, so you have no way of knowing which candy came from where. There has never been a substantiated case of a child being seriously injured or killed by a Halloween treat from a stranger. Bulk people literally built America. You literally just picked cotton for Jews. You honestly believe you were stolen from your advanced Wakanda civilization, so we could use your skills to build our country. Your boat home sails at sunrise. Be on it. The Atlantic slave trade made extremely large contributors to the foundations America is built on, being responsible for the construction of major infrastructure across the country. It is unwise to dismiss slave labor as literally just picking cotton for Jews. Stalin on Epstein Island. Stalin employed Lavrentiy Beria as his Minister of Internal Affairs. Beria was a serial rapist and many of his victims were adolescent girls. Award-winning fish and chip shop ordered to take down Union flag after complaints to council it's offensive. Contrary to the post above, the council has said the mural must be removed due to the shop being in a conservation area and this contravenes the conservation area rules around advertising. It is not because of the Union flag, nor has anyone said that the flag is offensive. Spider-Man. Alan Wake, ridiculous fishing devs speak up in support of consultancy studio Sweet Baby Incorporated. The article fails to mention that the backlash was in response to a targeted harassment campaign initiated by Sweet Baby Incorporated employees in an attempt to ban both the Steam Curator group along with the curator's personal Steam account. You cannot go to these planets because exploration was a lie. Jesus, it gets so worse. Saturn, like any gas giant, does not have a solid surface on which a spacecraft can land on as it is mostly composed of hydrogen and helium. Flying through it would be very difficult due to the extreme levels of pressure and very high temperatures. It would also be pitch dark. Learning math with Harry. This is not 90 degrees. How Ukraine's dam collapse could become the country's Chernobyl. Chernobyl is in Ukraine. I was offered to be in GTA 6. I can't speak much about it, but like you, I was disgusted by the level of degenerate filth in the trailer, so I told Rockstar to duck off. In a world plagued by OnlyFans and porn, I pray that Rockstar Games finds God and bans GTA 6. As of the release of the trailer, GTA 6 is near complete with its script writing, having been finalized in May 2023. Jackson's claim that he was offered a role in the game as late as after the release of trailer would be impossible given the development timeline. Trains person. I'm trains. Society. Okay. Apples rolling on ice. These are pomegranates. Edmond Public Schools embraces porn. The books in question are The Kite Runner and The Glass Castle. Both books contain written content concerning sexual assault and child molestation. Said content is written in a manner intended to be traumatic towards the characters, rather than photographic. Stalin was a monster. Stalin was a monster. For fascists and capitalists. Official Soviet Union's records show Stalin killed 3.3 million Russians by section gulags, forced settlement and deportation. Estimates go as far to 20 million. He has been accused of genocide of Chechens, Ingush, Volga Germans, Crimean Tatars, Kalmyks and Karachay. Here is my case for why you should vote for the crab. All the information released about the mob vote specifies that the crab claw increases reach placing bulks. Nothing about breaking bulks, nor hitting entities. Please explain. Why are all the low coast at? I thought there were 6 million. So wouldn't 80% of all tattoos be above the number 1 million? Why are all the numbers below 100,000? And why would anybody with a number below 100,000 survive the Loho Coast? Incoming prisoners were assigned a camp serial number which was sewn to their prison uniforms. Only those prisoners selected for work were issued serial numbers. Those prisoners sent directly to the gas chambers were not registered and received no tattoos. They've literally found Noah's Ark in Turkey. What more proof do you need that the Bible is true? This should be the most talked about archaeological find ever, but alas, the world is under the spell of Satan. This is a geological feature and not the remains of Noah's Ark. That's not how physics works. Neither of them will get to the end. Best example for why ups and downs are important in life. This is how physics works, and they both would get to the end. Lame for a Christian rapper to glorify violence. Read the Bible. Violence is necessary. The Bible says the second is this: you shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other commandment greater than these. Mark 12 verse 31. Taylor Swift's 1989 has been named as the album of the century. The album 1989 by Taylor Swift was named album of the century by The Times. No other music site has come out with a statement saying 1989 as album of the century. That's an accurate map of Korea. Hopefully they will be united one day. Korea. American occupation zone. The Republic of Korea is a sovereign nation with its own government system independent of the United States government. The church says the earth is flat, but I know that it is round, for I have seen the shadow on the moon, and I have more faith in a shadow than in the church. Ferdinand Magellan, 1480 to 1521, found nowhere in Magellan's writings, or in any record. The church did not teach the earth was flat in Magellan's time, and its sphericity had been known and accepted by the church for many centuries. Hispanics who call themselves Latinus or Latinus, educated Latinx who use gender-neutral language. My roommate, my female to male boyfriend. In Spanish, masculine pronouns already serve the function as an unmarked term of gender opposition. Many Hispanics oppose the use of Latinx and other inclusive language terms, since they do not follow the morphology of the Spanish language, and are therefore unpronounceable. I should have died that day. Butchers call me George because I'm curious. There is no history of anybody referring to this user as George. Video calling are now available to everyone on X. Who are you calling first? Important context for safety. By default, calls are enabled, and every call reveals both users' IP addresses to each other. Users who wish to keep IPs private must change their privacy settings. Oh. I was 23 years old when I realized Who Let the Dogs Out is a song about ugly butchers in the club, not letting actual dogs out. The Batter Men hit Who Let the Dogs Out is actually about men who catcall women in public, as confirmed by the composer Anselm Douglas in the 2019 SXSW documentary with the same title. Taking about China. They are testing a new train model which doesn't need tracks. That's just a bus. Apes, we are aware of the eye-related issues that affected some of the attendees of ApeFest and have been proactively reaching out to individuals since yesterday to try and find the potential root causes. Based on our estimates, we believe that much less than 1% of those attending and working the event had these symptoms. While nearly everyone has indicated their symptoms have improved, we encourage anybody who feels them to seek medical attention just in case. During ApeFest, attendees suffered from unprotected exposure to UV lights, leading to seen and eye injuries such as sunburn, eye pain, and temporary blindness. Trackless trains will make subways and trams obsolete. It's a bus. Breaking. Red sky looms over the entire New York City just now. It's happening. Green sky en route. This is what is commonly known as a sunset. Is the iguana in hand-to-hand combat? Without his little laser breath, Godzilla wouldn't even be competition. This is the first round of their battle, and it occurs in the sea, before the movie climax. In this fight, Godzilla doesn't use its breath and actually emerged victorious after dragging Kong into the ocean in hand-to-hand combat. The clip is incomplete. Yemen is one of the only countries right now meaningfully acting to protect international law and human rights. The Houthi movement, a rebel group operating in Yemen, seized a Japanese vessel and its crew, the Galaxy Leader, in November of last year. Yesterday, January 11th, the UN Security Council ordered the Houthis to release the Galaxy Leader. It has not. Hitler ended child frosty-station and trafficking in just 2 weeks. That's anti-Semitism. None of that happened. There is no valid source that would validate this claim. In fact, the rate of rape against Jewish people increased during the Low Holocaust. Baby smiling shark. That shark is suffocating. I'm glad shooting cops in Cyberpunk 2077 is completely optional. Never finished GTA 5 either. Ian Miles Chiang has written up to 255 GameRanks articles covering GTA 5, including descriptions of personally killing or evading virtual police in game single player mode. File is better than using your preferred pronouns if you don't look like a man or woman to earn them. At least they're not the ones changing basic human interaction. No, being a paid for file is not in fact better than using preferred pronouns, as paid for files actually smallest children, and using preferred pronouns hurt nobody. AI deepfake technology compiles every serial killer into one man. That is Germa. Elon Musk, the Tesla billionaire and founder of X, has sadly passed away this morning at the age of 52. Elon Musk is not the founder of X. formerly known as Twitter. The original founders of Twitter are Jack Dorsey, Noah Glass, Biz Stone, and Evan Williams. The truth about Cupid-19 from its true beginnings to the suppressed cure. The whole video is a hoax about Cupid being snake venom. Here's a photo of Yasuki the first bulk and the firstborn Japanese samurai. AI generated image. The first camera was invented in the 19th century. The image of the tweet can be found for sale on FreePic, premium AI image. She killed rapists because dead men can't rape. Interview with serial killer Aileen Wuornos. She killed 7 people. Hi. How are you? Aileen Wuornos was a serial killer that operated between late 1989 and 1990. She would target men through Frosty Station, rob them, kill them, and steal their cars. Her first victim, Richard Mallory, was a converted rapist, but the other 6 were not. A Latinx making a taco. Heartwarming. The post uses a term that is extremely offensive to Latinos. Furthermore, the video shows a completely distorted form of Mexican tacos. Or thread on IQ distribution by country. Data pandas. Dumbest countries. Hulu is $40. Disney is $20. Netflix is? Max is $20. Peacock is $15. Streaming was supposed to replace cable. None of these prices are correct. Hulu is $7.99 per month with ads, or $17.99 no ads. Disney Plus is $7.99 with ads, or $13.99 no ads. You can also bundle Disney Plus and Hulu with ads for $9.99. Netflix is $6.99 to $22.99. Max is $9.99 or $15.99. Peacock is $5.99 or $11.99.